Let us continue playing the Red Zone Simulator. And yeah, we're doing okay. We're looking on the edge, though, if we're honest. We are currently first and sixth in the championship. We are top of the team standings by 2 points. But this is precarious because we are clearly now the fourth best team. And that's not necessarily a true reflection of where we happen to be. But the next race will be in the rain, which might give us an edge. We have a little bit of time to go and improve some parts, so let's go and get those parts improved, or at least wait until things happen. We're going to reject all interviews from now on. 17 hours to repair, though, is not bad. And since the car repair is now complete, let's go and get some parts done. So, brakes, gearbox, and we have a new gearbox. Yes, we should replace that. Gearbox, and just keep going with the upgrades there. Don't need suspension parts upgraded anymore. Brakes we do need, and engines as well. We might as well get up into the 80s. So, focus obviously will be on this low red line gearbox. But for now, I have to consider what else. That will get built soon. We have a few more offers that will come in, so we'll wait until we see everything before we worry about that. More wind tunnel complaints. We should just stop doing the wind tunnel complaints, shouldn't we? Anyway, we have 9 sponsor offers, so let's see what we got here. 7 for above. That is a good result for us. I think 7 for above is very possible. I think this is very achievable, actually, and 450,000 is certainly not anything we're going to complain at. Okay, next up we have this. Red Bull want to sponsor us for 400 a race, and for 15 races... Yeah, I can't think of better. That's 400,000 a race. That's good enough for me. And 4 million up front for 12 races, or the 8 race. I think we do the 8 race thing here. So that should hopefully sort out our money issues as well now. Hopefully looking at 1.2 million a thing, which is good. Reliability and part increases is continuing. Both engines are now into the 80s, so we'll ease those off. Have another day or two, and then just see if we can focus on getting that gearbox upgraded. So the gearboxes look the dodgiest right now. You're more concerned about that, but we got it. We got it. It's all under control. Don't worry. Don't worry. Do not even worry. Yeah, they're all into the 70s now, so let's start focusing a little more here. And huzzah, we have our second gearbox built. So now, let's go for gearbox 3. Keep the acceleration improvements piling on. So acceleration is going to be useful for the next few races, actually. So this could be vital. We'll again go with that, because that's probably the best all-round one. We'll go for the plus 30, because while I love the 40 to max, that's probably the better way to do it. And we'll also go with red zone reduction. Get us to a 1400, then get us to a legendary one next time. That seems like an okay idea. As to push that engine slightly harder. I know it's 1.4 million that we've just spent, but we'll get a lot of that back this race in theory. So we'll be okay with that. Also, we get Telmax replaced in one race, so we got some things to work on. Also, I did not readjust the improvements, but we should hopefully now have everything kind of there. I mean, that gearbox is a little dodgy. I didn't even bother upgrading this one, but I probably should have swapped that round. Either way, they're in the other one's in the 80s, so that's fine. Do a place upgrade for there for the moment. In fact, it might even be worth just no longer upgrading this, since we know we're going to replace it with the other bit. So focus on that. I'm kind of thinking for next race here, actually, at low speed, so get those front wings done. And it's engines again, which I guess we might as well continue pushing for a little bit longer. Alright, so that's set up. Let's go then to Beijing, which will, as we can see here, be a full wet race. But it will be a dry qualifying. There might be a dry window we can exploit. We hope we can exploit it anyway. Qualifying will be clear. Let's aim for 7th and above, because that is the most realistic of targets. Medium tyre wear, but we already know it's going to be a wet race, so I'm actually going to go full allocation of softs here. Actually, no, 2 down. And just give us 1 each of the other 2 tyres, just in case we decide to do some shenanigans. Meanwhile, what can we fit? I think that's the way we got to do it, because it's not up to much, and this is a gearbox hurting circuit. The brakes are okay, we got the best 2 of those done. And the rest should more or less fit into place. So, on to the race. So 1 practice session, 1 quali session, 1 race, and we need a good result here. If we're going to keep ourselves top of the championship, then we need Balcazar to finish 1 or 2. She has a bonus in wet weather, and should things fall into place for us, that could make a massive difference. So I'm thinking here, because we're not going to get any wet weather running in whatsoever. Actually, I get, yeah, there's no reason to do anything other than what we're doing anyway. Okay, so Beijing 15.5, 26.5. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that I might just focus entirely on qualifying, but that seems like a really bad idea. Even though we'll have wet bonuses, it just, I don't know. It feels like too much of a gamble to go with that. And I don't think the reward would be all that much, because we've not been particularly quick this season for qualifying. With tons of soft tyres though, so take practice. Alright, White, what are you set up to do now? You're set up to do quali trim. Okay, you can go out and do a quali lap. You're also set up to do a quali lap. Okay, we'll do 1 quali lap and then we'll see where we are. Again, fuel saving seems to be a good thing for us. Obviously, tyre wear and tyre heating have always been traditionally good for this team. Suspension is struggling with all the tight corners. Okay. So the handling needs to be stiffened. That's fine. We can go and adjust that. In fact, I could bring them in, actually. They'll probably get to level 1 at the end of this anyway. Would they? Would they? Don't know. Let's bring them in anyway. Okay, now they will. Alright, so send you straight back out. So have I just got the wrong handling set here? I'm looking at Beijing. It does say 56.63. Is it a different Beijing? It might be. Okay, well, let's make that much stiffer. And let's adjust the downforce slightly higher. And you I'm going to put back onto race trim now. So Marcus did set a 1:11.2, which is not a bad time by any means. And we now have qualifying trim 1 set up. Well, let's just see how this goes. So you're in, let's send you straight back out. Again, making the suspension much stiffer. Go up to 88, and we'll raise for downforce as well. Race stint, soft tyres. Do I want to go quali? No, we definitely want to get that race done. If we have time at the end, we might adjust. It's quite a quick lap here, so there's a chance we can get things up to level 3. How have I made the handling worse? Ah, jeez. Okay, fine. He's saying I've made the handling worse. I need to bring him in and change that, so handling very poor. You wanted it stiffer. And we gone the wrong direction on both of these, so that's at least something. So let's in fact lower the downforce down to 15. and 26. Knock the gear ratio back 2 points. Because that was bad. Let's go in the middle and just see. Because if this is a long way off, then this is a very sensitive bit for this, isn't it? Tempted to just put him on quali stint, but we'll go with that. Out you go. Balthazar said stiff. Was she wrong? Could have been. Gonna bring her in though. Race trim 1. Okay. Yeah, we got the. Okay, so we got at least the downforce in the right position. Now it's just everything else we've got to fix. So that's gone worse. So whatever we do, we need to actually get that to go up a little bit. I mean, do we just go mad and put it there? That was poor. That was very poor. Then move another point towards acceleration and see how that goes. This is kind of critical now. I need to get this. I need to get this right. We've got enough time though, so I can get a bit more race setup done. Pardon me, wait, yet to finish the lap. Okay, aero's feeling nicer, so that's at least somewhat encouraging, but that's not what I need to know. I need to know about the handling. Okay, wide up to 12th on that lap. Soft tyre level 3. Handling much better, and we got race 2 set up now, so let's bring both of them in and go for a quali. Go to try and finish up quali stint. Okay, so that's back to good. Still have no idea where it's supposed to be. 92 though. 92 is okay, so we've got a great there, we've got a great there. So there's a bit of a gap, so let's try and put it in the middle. So we know that's poor, we know that's poor. Let's put that to there. On to quali stint. I guess there's no harm in using another set of softs here. God damn it! There is no good setup for this car! Okay. So we know that's poor. That was okay. Let's then just go the extreme other direction with this. Go to there. Back on a quali stint. We could possibly split this off, but I prefer to see if we can get quali 2. Might have a couple of laps. Well, this is our last shot this round, so let's just see what happens. I could even put them on mediums and just try to get mediums 1, but I don't think we'd use it anyway. So, fresh rubber. Let's see what they can do. Balcazar then, around the final bend, onto the straight. Handling is feeling superb. Good. That's exactly what I wanted to hear right then. So Becca's gone fastest. Handling feels much better. Okay, good. Unfortunately, Balcazar has not really improved on this lap, but did get to qualifying 2. White scrubbed. Oh, White actually improved to 10th, actually. He did scrub the middle sector, but let's still put him into the top 10. I'm hoping we get a good result too. Okay, 7th on the grid would be perfectly fine for us right now. We have soft and qualifying bonus. We've got a full 25% boost going into this. Oh, that might have been one reason to go soft, medium, hard here, isn't it? So, okay. 95. I still haven't really found the sweet spot, but that's as good as we're going to manage. 97, though, that will do. So, do we gamble with Balcazar here? Do another setup change? No, we'll stick with a 95. It's depressing, but I don't want to risk this because I'm going to let the AI take qualifying here as well. Oh, no. Okay, I was actually going to... Alright, we'll skip the session. That's what I'm meant to be doing. Well, let's see what they do. Oh, that is encouraging. Come on, send them out for another go. If they don't make it across, they do, just. Okay, White goes up to 12th, Balcazar is 11th. That is our worst qualifying in some time. I wish I had gone and done that now, because I don't think I'd have done much worse. And I'd been able to try some more setups. Well, it's a dry start. Soft, engine expert. Soft race. So yeah, I could have messed around with settings here. We'll stick with a 95. New soft. And 97, new soft. We know it's going to rain down at some stage. We just don't know when. And I prefer us to be on the attack strategy while we're doing that. So attack, 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 attack. Start the race. So we have the 6th row of the grid. We need to finish really top 2 with Balcazar here to stay in the chances of doing anything in terms of a championship. Balcazar and White sort of got in each other's way a little bit there. There's a blockade in front, and we are now staying more or less where we were. And that's a good lunge from Balcazar here. If we can make a few of these moves stick, and we do, we're up to 9th. Let's speed this up. See if we can get any more down to the hairpins. Barney White drops to 13th. We need to get past Blanc because that's the first of the medium runners. And I think we've done that. We've done that. Okay, good. Okay, so we're a bit lowering. We're lowering on fuel. Let's go medium, and high medium then. And keep an eye on this weather system. We know it'll turn at some stage. It might turn towards the end of the race. It might turn in about 5 laps. We hope it goes in line with our soft strategy here. But we shall have to see. Gap 11.1 to the front. And we are at the back of the soft runners here. Might could do with getting past a couple of them if they can. And I think what we're going to do in a moment is actually go a bit more aggressive here. Going to go neutral overtake and see if we can just get a little more advantage by squeezing some fuel. Especially as the 2 in front seem to be squabbling, and we might be able to take advantage there. There we are, we're onto the back of them. Gonzalez locked up. That's unfortunately not relevant to our race, but you know. White also up into 11th, I notice. Alright, let's go full overtake for a lap. Just see what we can do here. Ah, okay, I see the weather. Okay, we do not do this. We go neutral. And we consider. And what we consider is that it's going to be wet around lap 12. That's not really good for us. That's not really good for us at all. We're going to go conserve with both drivers now. And you're going to downgrade to conserve high. If we can get some more advantage going, we should do it. But I imagine that our best plan now involves us staying out in these tyres long enough to do a stint without having to change the tyres early. So, rain on lap 11. It might be later than that, you know. We're already up to 1 lap of fuel we got to make up at some point in the race. There's been no safety car, which would be really helpful for us right now. In fact, the safety car right now solves a lot of our problems. Lap 8 then. Do we go early? And the reason I'm asking that now is because if we go onto an... we wouldn't make any time. I was debating going onto the softs early, but it's just not going to work, is it? Also, we're struggling to get the temperatures up at this point, so... The good news is, a lot of the cars in front of us are going to have similar issues shortly. But this is the wrong time to be running out of tyre grip. And yeah, they're actually pissing already. I'm going to stay a lap longer at the very least, but I need to work out now what they're going to change onto. Balcazar and White are in much better shape than a lot of the other cars around. They're going onto the harder tyre, so that is not a good strategy call for them. If they were going to do anything, they should have gone onto the soft. And we may just think about trying to string this out for a lap or two more. So go back up, back up. And try to string this out. We're going with Surikov, Sharp and Hamilton here, desperately trying to keep these tyres from completely being destroyed while we wait for the rain. But meanwhile, we're going to be going so slowly. That's Blanc behind us, who is actually getting worn on his mediums right now. Tyre temperatures are graining, we know this, but here comes the rain. And it's going to go to full wet, so here is gamble time, I think. If we put on the Inter tyres now, we might have a lap or two of them being good, and then we switch to... Okay, here's the plan. By the way, we're in the lead. By the way, we lost the lead. We're going to wait one more lap with both drivers. This is a real gamble here, but what I'm going to do is go onto the intermediate tyre at the end of this lap. Now, we know the operating window is interesting, but it works to just a little bit of rain, so that seems to be the plan here. We will also pit you right behind. Going to have to stack the cars up. Repair your rear wing as well while we're at it. Yeah, they are wearing down. Come on, rain. Hit now. White also doing a reasonable job at slowing up some of the cars, but we're hoping we're about to gain some advantage here. Track is damp. Needed to get damper. Okay, good stop. Balcazar drops to 6th. Now on the Inters, is the only driver on the Inters right now, and that rain needs to fall faster because we are not in good shape other than that. Let's go neutral, neutral. I should have really tried to save some fuel in the pit lane, which I did not do with anybody. Okay. It's also a bad stop. Alright. Here we go then. Ignore. It's got to get a little damper, and once it gets a little damper, we're set. Okay, that's now, I think, switched on. This has got to be our time, so we are going to go overtake with Balcazar. And they've put the full wets on. We're gambling on a 2-lap segment here, I'll be honest. So, this now hit the point where it's now on. Let's go for it. Balcazar double attack on the Inters. This now is going to be 2 laps of just pure how much gap can we make up on the right tyres. The hard runners behind us will go straight onto wets in a little bit. We've got a lap or two of this, and then we need to be on the full wet ourselves. We need to gain a lot of time, and quickly. Side through the middle, up into 4th. Oh, we knew it was going to be one of these races. We've possibly got another 2 laps out of this, because remember, these bars are quite big actually, so I'm going to be full wet for a little bit, and I'm noticing Becker has pitted on the wets. Now, this is going to get interesting. We need to pull enough of a gap that we can actually make the Interstrat work. And that will then determine how this strategy is gone. It's going to get to full wet track next lap. So I think we're going to have to gamble this one. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to pit this lap. Also, oh, that looked dodgy. Okay, fine. So pit this lap, 4 wet tyres. No repair jobs needed, just need to be fast. White, you are also going to do exactly the same thing. Pit for wets. Go. Gap to the cars around. This is the important bit here. Did Balcazar? Oh, okay. I possibly did that a little earlier with... that's fine. I, for some reason, thought you'd gone past, but apparently not. There's also another mistake on the tyres. The good news is, should have pretty much... Yeah, and I've now noticed the gap's shrinking, so it's now out of inter window. So here's our shot. Oh, god darn it. That's too many mistakes right now. Too many mistakes. But Balcazar now out on track on the right tyre. In second place. And with a Ferrari chasing us down. Chasing us down quite hard, actually, it has to be said, but we're trying to save a bit of fuel now. And beyond he goes, so Balcazar falls to third. Oh, god darn it. How hard are they trying to push right now? They're not pushing at all. Well, they are, but... We got more grip. That's the one thing I'll say about the situation right now. We have more grip. Which I guess means we can go a bit far. We can push the tyres a little harder, but it's a bit late now. That's our podium, and also Sirikov's our closest championship rival, so don't want them to get past if we can avoid it. The then question becomes, how long is this section going to last? '81, getting the tyres into optimal window at least, so that's something. 19.3 is the gap. 21 laps to go. The rain is still coming. It's going to ease off in a few laps, though. And yeah, we got that to normal now. I think we're going to have to go normal with both cars now. We've got so much more grip, but... Oh, rear wing issue. That's fine. We'll save that until we need to worry about that. When's it going to get down to winter wet? Not for about another... 9 laps, it has to be said. So we may have to cope on these. White is not going to cope. I'll tell you who... Well, actually, Balcazar could well do 9 laps on these tyres, I think. I don't think White can, because White's about 10% lower on tyre wear, but... Critically, I'm convinced that the cars in front of us, even the ones who have historically good tyre wear, are going to start struggling soon. We have a good gap to Piaget behind us and Sylvander, but... But sooner or later, they're going to have to come in for another set of wets, and if we can hold out until just beyond lap 32, I think that's Inter territory again. And if we can make that stick, somehow... Depends how fast the new set of wets is around here, I guess. But it's going to be into wet after that. Maybe another 6 laps? 6 laps, half a thing left. Let's go conserve. How's everybody else doing? I think we'll stick with that. In fact, White can start pushing a little higher, but he has to conserve now. I know he's going to put him into the graining zone, but... I've really got no choice on that. De Graaf for tyres that did not cause a safety car, which I would have really appreciated right then. $20 seconds to the leader is the gap currently. Alright, let's stick on medium. Medium. Fox retires. Again, they're beneath us on the table, unfortunately. Now, Piaget has a new set of softs, and Becker is now in the pits. Okay. So that's the pit stop made. What's he on? He's on Don't know, he hasn't come out yet. He's on wets. So if we can now stick this out until we get into running territory, we have this race, I think. Barnaby White now has to be very cautious. In fact, you're going to go back up high here. Because Barnaby White has to try and make those tyres last at least 3 more laps, and I don't think they're going to do it. Here comes a dry spell. Now, into running is about there, so if we try and come in early, we're going to suffer. The good news is, though, our gap to the lead is shrinking. It's about 11 seconds now. We have actual tyre grip. They don't. Let's go conserve. So we now have effective lead of the race now. Hamilton behind us is a long way behind us. And we have spare fuel, so actually let's go overtake for a lap. Let's get pushing. How close is Piaget getting? Because if we just have to... Actually, with that small a pit stop... No, it's about to get into... It's about to drop to interwet, so we can hold this for another lap or two. White is going to really struggle, but he's in 4th place. And if it gets low... It gets to about there... That's crossover point, and it is now dipping. Balcazar may just have to do 1 more lap on these tyres. 30-second gap. That is worth it. I promise you that's worth it. Okay. White has no choice. He's going to pit for inters now. Pit for inters. Repair the rear wing. Repair brakes. And hope the gearbox lasts, really, because that's too expensive to repair. Actually, let's have a look at that. So 18 seconds, 35 seconds. Okay, no, that's too expensive to repair. We'll just have to be cautious with White for the rest of the race. So that's fine. Overtake in. Balcazar, though, crosses the line. Now, Balcazar now has crossed the line, is going to go into at the end of this. Repair the rear wing, repair the front wing. Gamble. My favourite word, gamble. Okay, let's also then go medium here because we need to conserve some more fuel. We have a 29-second buffer, and it's now interwet. So, in comes White from 4th place. Okay, lower it out of the pits. Let's just keep an eye on where Balcazar is. Balcazar is now there. So thankfully we didn't have to stack the cars up. Let's go low fuel. Mistake on the front wing repair. Come on. This is not what we needed right now. Okay, we drop. This is going to have to be an interesting recovery run now. Medium. Meanwhile, medium neutral. Balcazar then. Time for a charge. How big is that gap going to diminish? Currently not by much. Let's see, 39. It's not going down. Or is it? Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, we have a pit stop advantage. We are the only people on the right tyre strategy, and this tyre will last till the end of the race. We hope. If they're seriously going to try and do 8 laps on these wets, I mean, what's the operation window of the wet, but it's going down all the time. That's going to have to fall out very soon. And I'm sure it will. I'm just losing Hamilton there. Becker and Piquet are actually fighting at the front. Gap down to 14.0. Staying around 14.0. Come on. What is the operation? Oh, just checking this. So the wets operate down to nearly half. We're at crossover, so both tyres are working, but Wolfgang Schmidt retires, promoting White to 11th. I don't want to push Balcazar here, but I think... Okay, high. High as well for White. This is getting a bit dodgy now, though. 13.5. The fact they're fighting at the front is helping, and there we go, the times are tumbling. I think we might now have advantage. White also is going to get some advantage through people pitting. The tyres are also worn, looking at that, so our inters will last the race, I think. I certainly hope they will. Because I may have to actually push hers just to get some tyre temps in, though. And I don't want to have to do this, because she's got some stressed parts. Yeah, in fact, White's going to have to do the same. Push. Push, push. 4 seconds. There we go. This is much more in our window now. If they pit, they're doomed. If they don't pit, we're getting past them. And the question now is, how many points can White make up? Let's actually go medium here. We don't want to stress things. We can get past him at our leisure. Come on, just smoothly pass. Don't lose a front wing. Okay, good. Alright, so the race now comes down to how far White can advance. Got 64% of the tyres remaining. Has 3 laps to do. And I notice Pigway has pitted for Inters. So he's probably going to conserve his position a little bit. I wonder if any of the others will. No, but that means that White can potentially still charge this up to first. We gained 12 seconds there from Becker, so we got nearly a pit stop for repairs if we need to. White up to 7th. This is exactly the kind of race we needed here. This is the kind of race where Balcazar has just been amazing. If we can get to 30 seconds, then it doesn't even matter. We have that in bag. I don't think Becker's going to finish. White then could have a 3rd place on for us at the moment, and that is huge in context of a championship. Yeah, I don't need to push with Becker. 4th place is going to pit anyway. Becker has fallen so much here. You've hit that point, so... Actually, you don't even need to worry about that. Pigway behind is genuinely faster than us. That is the only concern, but he's got half a minute. He's got half a minute to make up. Blanc has lower tyre grip than White, so White now is absolutely safe. Might as well go medium, medium, and just enjoy a double podium here, because I don't see how that's not going to be now. Yeah, if it wasn't for Pigway there, if it was White in 2nd place with a 40-second gap, we'd have probably left it. But Balcazar is a driving genius. Let's actually just go high, just because I'm noticing the person behind us. He may be damaged, but don't want to take chances. White, though, really good race. Really enjoyed it. Great job, everyone. 1 and 3. This championship ambition is on. If we can have every race kind of to go like that. Okay, well, look at that, actually. I'm just looking at Steinman and the Ferraris are not scoring at the moment. Even Surkov didn't get many. This is actually a good race for the minor teams, which actually is going to benefit us, because towards the end of the season, it will be the top 3 teams dominating. We hope to be one of them, but it's not likely. There we are. 1st and 3rd, 16 championship points. Balcazar now has 25, a 3-point lead at the top. We have a 10-point buffer to 2nd place, and we have a 21-point buffer to 3rd currently. We're going to need this buffer. We're desperately going to need this buffer to remain as long as it can. But so far, so good. Barnaby White increased the relationship with the mechanics. Further stat boosts for Balcazar. And our marketability has gone up slightly. Also, he's slightly happy because we're still in the red. That's what I'm going to say. We're going to be in the red most of the season, I have an odd feeling. Because unfortunately, we do need to build things. I guess what I could do, and I was debating this earlier. Oh, let's not do that. We said that's a low now. Continue on. That puts us all in for this season, but as I say, this is going to be the last season of a Let's Play. So let's actually go all in. The budget to the next car is nothing. We're all about this season. This is our time. And Tondler, we hope, will continue to be our time. So, until then.